Hi everyone, I'm Vone Kevitz, knit and crochet designer for one-of-a-kind makers who dare to be original. And whew, what a week. What a week. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to find me. Hopefully somebody joins me today and this doesn't become like a crazy monologue by me. And it's always more fun when you guys join, so be sure to say hi. Yeah, so it's been a very, very interesting week. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Just gonna show you hi. I'm going to take a couple of seconds. Kathy, thank you for joining. Oh, good. We'll have some fun today. We'll have some fun today. Good, good. All righty. How do I get it to disappear? Okay. So yeah, it's been a fun week. You guys let me know how your week has been. See if you guys were in a whirlwind or not. But I want to start with a little prayer. Dear Jesus, thank you for another amazing hour that I get to spend with my beautiful creative friends. And for anybody that catches this video long after this very live that we're doing right now, may you bless us with grace, open our hearts, open our minds to love, to understand, to be compassionate, to be like embraced with and enveloped with great thoughts and great support and great compassion for each other, because we are here doing our best to serve each other, to serve and to be the best versions of ourselves. And Lord, please open our hearts and our minds for all the goodness that you have to offer. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, let's get cracking. Tammy, oh, so glad you can join. Yay. Yay. So did you guys see the title? So how was your week? Do you guys have any idea what that title's about? Or all the fun stuff in the show description? Because I haven't done one of these in a while. And I'm gonna open with a disclaimer, because you're in for a good hour if I'm opening up the video with a disclaimer. The last time I did a disclaimer video was Ravelry. And so here we are, right? I feel like I'm doing these like every 6 months or so. But last January in 2019, I woke up. You opened my eyes to so much. I did, which doesn't say much, Kathy, considering I'm very sheltered and very protected from the world. I usually keep my head down and just roll. And so last January, I opened my phone and I picked up on Instagram at 2 a.m. in the morning, which is a no-no. I've never done it since then. I have never picked up my phone at 2 a.m. since that day in January of 2019. Because I learned my lesson. I used to do it all the time, and clearly that was the last time I did it, because I never wanted that to happen again. So maybe that was the shocker I needed. Was on the Instagram feed was the knitting community is racist. And I was like, what's this about? Right? Because I'm in the knitting community. And for 5 years, or at the time, that would have been 4 years, I was running a Dare to Be Original Facebook group, which I knew almost 1,000 knitters and crocheters and artists and artisans and jewelry makers and painters, all kinds of creatives, all kinds of amazing, loving creatives that supported each other and loved on one another from all over the world, of all colors and creeds, religions, backgrounds, like everything. We were all there. The only thing we excluded was we were an all girls club and no boys. That's just on my comfort level because I'm your admin. And believe me, I get slack for that. But I always say, you know, if you guys want a boys club, go open a boys club. You know, I don't care. So that's why that's how you found me? Oh, you found me through the Ravelry. That's 6 months later. We're 6 months before that, right? And so I want to start with the disclaimer is that's my disclaimer is that I'm not very I'm very sheltered in a way where I do protect my world. I'm very open to the world that I'm open to, but I don't go fishing for things, you know what I mean? Like I love hard on my Dare to Be Original Facebook group. I love hard on the DMs that I associate with the humans that I interact with. I love hard on if I get to see you and I'm talking to you on a personal conversation, I love hard all over you because I know you. I like authentic relationships. I don't like numbers just to have numbers. I don't follow to follow. I don't expect, you know what I mean? Like I hate those follow games where you follow me, I follow you. I'll follow you if I want to follow you, and you can follow me if you want to follow me. But I'm not going to follow you so you could follow me and then you unfollow me and I follow you. Like that is like first grade. I'm way past first grade. If I don't look it, if it's not obvious to you. So I don't do any of that on the internet. So when I saw that, it was a very jarring post and I didn't like it. So immediately I put up a video, right? I put up a diversity video, which the link is in the show description. That's the very first video I did in January. And I spoke my piece about that situation. And at the time, I didn't know the situation. I didn't know the start of it. I didn't know what was progressing, like where did this go? I kind of just saw that and I reacted the way I reacted in the best way that I could. And then I later found out the initiative, like what happened, like between the blogger, who the real blogger was, and what the actual blog was. And I actually read the blog. I checked out some of the accounts that all related to the blog. Everything I was well aware of all that after the fact, after that diversity video. And I thank the Lord. I thank the Lord every day that I didn't know the situation. I thank the Lord every day that I was naive to that situation because I read the blog and I thought that blog was as benign. Is that the right word? Is benign the correct word before I go using it? Because I've been attacked for misusing my English. You know, in my Ravelry when I said Advent instead of avid. And so I learned that word very, very quickly. I didn't know avid, but I was nervous, so I said Advent, and then she attacked me for that. But I won't misuse that word again. Because, you know, once you get slapped on the finger publicly, in the hand publicly, you just, you know, you move on. So benign is innocent, right? Benign is innocent. Good that I'm using that correctly. I thought her blog, the initial thing that started this whole crazy whole knitting community is racist. As far as I'm concerned, like as far as I figured out or found out, that blog was as benign as drinking this clear glass of water. Okay? As benign as drinking this clear glass of water. And yes, I'm mustard color too. I know. I'm mustard color too. As benign as that. And when I did that diversity video, I didn't know the situation, so I spoke from my heart. And then after I found out the situation, I didn't come back and say you guys, they get excited. They were both napping, and now that they know I'm live, this is what happens. They get Lib, you're gonna sit down, or I reach for my water bottle spray. It's water bottles. It's water, people. This is another clear thing. Just don't come after me, people. Don't come after me, internet. So stop. Benign is a great description. Thank you. So yeah, I found out after, and I didn't come back and make another video. You know what I mean? I just let it go. Okay. And some people might say, why didn't you come back? You know, you might, and I'll answer that question. I will answer that question by the time this hour's over. So I found out that, and yes, that article that started this whole thing in our world, in our knit and crochet world, the world that I love so much, that I still love so much. It's because I love it so much that I'm now doing my third controversial video. Every 6 months, I'm like clockwork now. But yes, that blog was as benign as this clear glass of water, and also this water spray bottle for the dogs. Liberty, that's enough. Lay down. And yes, I'm mustard color too. Okay. So I didn't come back and respond. I just let it go. And then y'all saw the Ravelry video, because 7 months later, 6 months later, I pick up my phone after my driving. If you didn't see that video, that link is also in the show description. And that's probably how the majority of you guys found me. So that was a hard week, because Sunday driving, you remember that driving prayer poem that I read? I was like, yes, this is going to be a beautiful day. We're going to take on the world. And then I go and read on Instagram again. I love how I get my news on Instagram too. Something's got to change about that. So Instagram tells me that Ravelry puts out a new policy saying all Trump supporters are unambiguously support for open white supremacy, right? So, you know, I'm not going to reread that. That's we're neither here nor there on that situation. And you can watch the video on that. But if you do watch the video, right, and you're still calling me a white supremacist, you need to watch that fourth video link that I have down there. Only after you watch that fourth video with Pat Gray and featuring the Bishop Wooden, who was speaking to the woke, the WOKE. I don't even know what woke is. I don't know. I should have looked it up. I didn't research WOKE, but Bishop Wooden was speaking to the people that called themselves woke. So watch that video, you know, with Bishop Wooden. It's the best 12-minute video of your life. It's the best 12-minute video. Everybody go watch it. Watch that, and then come back and call me white supremacist, okay? But you only get to call me a white supremacist after you watch that 12-minute video, all right? So if you're watching this video, you only get to call me a white supremacist after you watch that 12-minute video. Okay, so that link's below. That's the number. That was the fourth link. So, but today, here we are, right? So we've recovered from Ravelry, and we've met, and you know, what was it? As of right now, that Ravelry video, I think, just hit 15,000 views, 900 plus comments. You can go read them. They're all there. I didn't take a single comment out. They were all there. All 900 plus comments, and then 136 right now of thumbs down on that. So fingers crossed that number doesn't go. So that video, right? Can you link it later? I believe it's there. It's in the show description. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you should be able to see it on that YouTube video. But once this YouTube goes live, it will be there too. So once this live turns into a YouTube video, it goes live. Maybe you can't see the description right now. You know, maybe you can't. I'm not sure. I heard the woke used by the blacks, meaning alert or aware, like they're awake, right? That they woke up. Yes, then they need to watch that video before they come back and call me a white supremacist for leaving Ravelry and for standing against Ravelry's policy. So only then can they call me that. Otherwise, they can't call me it. I will only accept white supremacists after they watch that 12-minute video. It's the best 12 minutes of your life. I highly recommend it. I want that video to go viral. Like, I want it all over the world. I want that video to go viral before they come back and call me a white supremacist. Okay, I can't see the link. You must look. Okay, it must be later on. And I put it all in there and I didn't know if it was going to pop up, but it will pop up on the replay because it's all loaded up in there. So, meanwhile, we've recovered, we've regrouped, we've met, I engaged with brand new people, like the YouTube channel grew, the Facebook group, the Dare to Be Original Facebook group grew, my Instagram went from the 3 digits into the 4 digits, and I'm like hunky-dory because I've got some brand new friends that I've been so close with. I've had such intimate relationships with all of you creatives from that video, from Speaking My Heart. And that was the scariest time of my life. That was the scariest video of my life. I'm going to be honest with you, that was the hardest week. And it was hard after, but the support and the love and everything, it really reaffirmed me of my faith in what the Lord was doing. And I can't imagine like how much the enemy tried. He tried so hard that week to keep me from going live and doing that video. I can't tell you how hard he tried to scare me, to threaten me, to keep me from going live and doing that video. And after the rewards that I reaped from that video, I know why he tried so hard. I know why. If you can close the live chat box, you can drop down menu and see all the links there. Oh, look at you, Lori. Lori's getting so good with the computer, man. So good with your technology, I swear. You're beating me on that whole thing. So Lori says you can get the link, but I don't want you guys to leave me. Don't leave me. Go check those videos out after. And then be sure to comment because I read every comment. And the best way, if you want to have a conversation with me, the best way to find me is on Instagram. Send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know which video you're referring to. And then if I'm already not connected with you, that's the best way to connect with me. But because I get a lot of spam, so I won't respond if I don't know who you are or what you're referring to. So unless you refer that you've watched something of mine or that you're a real human being, then I won't even respond. So, and the majority of you have reached out to me that way, and that was the best way to get a hold of me. Some of you have gotten me through me with Facebook, and that I can go like weeks without seeing Facebook. I run a Dare to Be Original Facebook group, but I rarely go into the Facebook group conversations. It's hidden somewhere. It's not as obvious. It's not as intuitive as Instagram when you DM me. So the best way is Instagram. Or Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger lets me, but if you're doing through the Facebook fan page, that's the worst. That's the worst. I think I responded 6 months in one of the messages, and I felt really bad about that. So here we are 6 months later, and I'm featured in a blog. I'm featured in a blog, which is the third link that I put in this video. And the blog, oh shoot, I should have left it open. Rats. Oh wait, I have a way of accessing my blog. I needed to access that blog actually. It's kind of silly of me that I didn't, but here we go. I found it. So I'm going to refer to the blog. It was by a beautiful friend that I've just met this week, who it's refreshing soul, and she, so I don't want to update right now and lose everything. So you guys can still see me, right? Because right now I'm looking at my screen so I can talk to you. I'm going to show this. I don't want too many things open. And here we go. I'm going to copy this. I want to get off Firefox. How do I do this? Copy. And I'm going to go to Chrome. I'm going to open this up. You guys can still see me, right? Let me know if you can still see me. And I want to shut down Firefox. I don't want too many things open because are we all still good? Doing that doesn't cut off the live stream, but the comments disappeared, and now I forget how to go back. Oh boy, Laura, Laurie, do you know how to get? Can we guide? Can we guide Ellen back? Click back to live chat. Oh, good. Ellen came back. Look at that. You figured it out yourself. That's why I love this group so much. This is why I love creatives. We figure things out, right? We don't let things hold us back. We don't let problems stop us. So the article, Sockmocking and Green Socks. You guys can go back and read it. I've read it. Admittedly, I have joined one of the sockmocking hashtags on Instagram. It is a harmless way to poke fun at the insanity that is going on in the knitting community right now. Read bullying, an article that she refers to. Let me see what's wrong. What's wrong with green socks? And I promoted this in this live with green socks because the reason why I did the prayer this morning is I'm trying to keep myself very, I'm trying to be adult about this. So I don't want to laugh too hard at the insanity that is going on in our world. So hashtag sockmocking is the famous hashtag. And so the Blue Mouse Knits posted on a picture of green socks on her Instagram. And she had just basically saying that she had put a YouTube video up, speaking her thoughts about what's going on in the knitting community and how she didn't like it. And I had watched that video. I had watched that video a couple of days before I found out about this article, before I found out about getting featured. So let me shut this off for a minute. Let me hide this for a minute. So y'all can still see me good? And so I watched the Blue Mouse's video coincidentally, and I watched it, and I will come back. I will come back to that video in a minute. But she basically says it's clear. So somebody, and so she in the blog, you guys can go check this out yourself. And I highly recommend you guys check everything out by yourself, because never take my word or somebody else's word. Only when you know something. Only when you know something. Okay. Only when you guys see it firsthand can you guys make your own thoughts and process it with your mind and your heart. And then really, like, otherwise you're just puppets, you know. So don't just take my word for it. Do everything yourself. Do your own research and everything, so you can have your own form your own thoughts. So basically, somebody says it's going to be clear if you still follow this person, which is the picture of the green socks, and or don't even know what this is about, you can no longer be my friend. So she crossed off, my beautiful friend who wrote this blog, crossed off who it is, because we're not about doxing people. And I really respect that. And that's what I love about this side. That's what I love about this side of the aisle, I can be honest with you, which is very opposite from the other side of the aisle, because they're all about doxing, and they're all about sharing names, and they're all about putting names out on lists and everything. And I'm sure my name will be very much on that list very soon if I haven't already been. If you noticed, I covered her username because I'm not interested in calling out people, just pointing out their behaviors. Kudos to you, kiddo. So then this person writes, another person responds back. I'm assuming it's stories or something, or maybe it's an actual post. I don't know. I like the picture of green socks. Sleepily, I did not read what I had just put my heart on. So basically what she liked. I am sorry. I do not agree with her. I wanted to make that clear and thank those who politely started a conversation to help me learn. Thank you. Ooh, hold on. Give me a minute. I prayed for this. I prayed. I liked a picture of green socks. Sleepily, I did not read what I had just put my heart on. I am sorry. I do not agree with her. I wanted to make that clear and thank those who politely started a conversation to help me learn. Thank you. And then she basically says that you have to be careful now who you like what you like on Instagram, or you face a wrath. You must toe the line. You must agree with what you told. And she goes on and on. Beautiful. She visits, she refers back to the Sockmocking page and Tuscan Knits page. Tuscan Knits, I believe, was referring to the benign blog that I was referring to. That started this whole thing, I believe, right? And Sockmocking was revealed to me during my Ravelry video. So when my Ravelry video came out, I was in the middle of all that craziness, and somebody said, "Did you hear what's going on with Sockmocking?" And so I watched what happened because I was aware of what was going on there. I wasn't fully involved in it. I certainly not completely engaged with it. I saw enough of it to know firsthand, like to see with my own eyes what was being done, what had happened. I watched his post. I saw the poem. It was a beautiful poem, and I watched what had happened, and I kept a distance tab on it for just a little bit, But I remember when that happened, and I looked at my husband and I said, "Bunny," I'm like, "this is crazy." I'm like, it's so bad. They're honestly. So this is right after Ravelry. This is after everybody's called me a white supremacist. This is after Ravelry called me a white supremacist, and then several other people called me a white supremacist. All this was going on, and then I watched his poem and what was going on with him, and I'm like, they'll turn on themselves. They're feeding on their own. Here he was. He's been championing with them for so long that he even came up with that diverse nitty hashtag that they use so well to champion their cause. And one poem that didn't speak in the same language that they thought. I don't know. All I know is it was a beautiful poem because he was being very clever and very witty and very smart and very adult and very compassionate and very kind, and he was trying to mend and heal and patch and make whole again, all in the positive direction. And they just basically cut him down to the point of what were they waiting for? Was they, it was just insane to watch that. It was really sad. And the reason why I say I only did it for a little bit because I can't stay in that world. Just like back in January, I popped in, I saw what happened with that benign blog. And yes, I am mustard color too. That benign blog. And I stepped away. And so just like Ravelry, I stepped away, and I've engaged with my family here. I've engaged with you guys, and we're moving forward. We're creating. We're building, and we're mending, and we're moving forward. And I feel so, my heart goes for what they did with him, because they will feed on their own, And so, and no, what are we, 30 minutes in? I haven't gotten to the controversial part yet. I have sadly not gotten to the controversial part of my conversation. I've been nervous. About this, but not about what I've said thus far. Not in this first 30 to 4 minutes yet. The nerves haven't hit yet. The nerves are going to come in just a few minutes. So she featured me as one of the videos because that's how she came across my diversity video. And she's like, how did I miss that video of when I said what I spoke about in January, before here we are a whole year later. She's like, go watch that video. And so I was like really thrilled that I got featured. So therefore it got some brand new eyeballs to my channel, brand new eyeballs to me. I'm Vone Kevitz, nail crochet designer for one-of-a-kind makers who dare to be original. And so here we are. And when I say they feed on their own, I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about, right? You saw what happened with him and that diversity hashtag, and there was nothing wrong. There was, if anything, that poem, it's all about unity. It's all about trying to mend and heal and go forward and moving forward. And then I discovered in the middle of all this, which I totally missed this because I'm not fishing. Remember, I protect my glass of water. I protect it. I protect my glass of water. I make sure I drink clear, clean, filtered water every day, all day long. Sounds like a lot of folks need a lot of prayers. I'm stubborn enough to let people be stupid and feel sad for them, but they can't reference Bible scriptures with understanding. I don't listen. If they can't reference Bible scriptures with understanding, I don't listen. Preach, Lori. Preach. So I just discovered in the middle of this whole new round now, because with this whole sock thing, this whole green sock thing, because I think the tide is turning. I think people are getting sick of it, right? They're getting sick of this crazy and insanity. So now more people are talking out. More people that were afraid before are talking out loud and speaking their mind, going, this is insane. The knitting community is going to get insane if we don't get a grip on this, right? If we don't get a grip on ourselves, this is insane. Okay. And so more people are coming out, and I guess that's where the blue mouse came when her voice was, so I found out that what the women's march just happened, or the women's march just happened with the pink cat hats, which I thought the pink cat hats were still going around, because I remember it being very crazy during my Dare to Be Original Facebook group about those pink cat hats. And now they don't like it. They don't like the pink cat hats because they don't like the color pink. I found the article, and I guess the article was written back in 2018. So it was like so it was during that whole time. So was it the time that the pink cat hats came out and were very popular? There were people, the problem is you can't reason with crazy. Amen. Amen. You can't reason with crazy. And that's why I'm here doing this video right now. That's why I'm here doing my third controversial video right now, 6 months apart, like every 6 months, like clockwork. I'm hoping this is the last one. I'm hoping third is the charm. I'm hoping this is the last one. So I found out that article said that they don't like the color pink hats because it represents a certain race, because we're not all pink. I'm not sure. But then the cat hats are also disrespecting the people that aren't pink colored, and they're disrespecting the transgender because they're cat hats. I'm going to keep my mouth clean, because if you guys roll with me, you'll know. Yes, they say that not all pink. Oh, good God. I can't even, you're gonna have to go find the live chat. I'm not clicking on you, Vera. That's how clean I like to keep my video. But yeah, they don't like the color pink, and now they don't like the cat hats either, because the P for the cat hats is offending the people who don't have P's. So the very item that they toted to stand their big ideals on is turning on themselves. And I didn't realize it's happening right now, but I didn't realize it, because now they're getting mad because it's 2 years later. And if you're still wearing a pink cat hat, you're really in trouble with them. I'm assuming. I'm assuming, right? And I'm guessing this is where the rest of the people are coming up and speaking out, going, this is insane. Because they're turning on themselves. They're feeding on themselves. Okay. And so here we are here we are, and we're now at the green socks, and it's okay if you like green socks. You never have to apologize for liking green socks on Instagram, because we're in a fast-paced world. Sometimes I'm not reading your art. Sometimes I'm not reading your comments. Sometimes I'm just giving you hearts because I love you and I want to support you. But sometimes I don't have time to read all of my beautiful friends' comments. So once in a while, I'm going to click on pictures that I have no idea what the picture's about. But because I know it's you, I'm going to click on it because I'm going to give it a heart and show you some love, right? And sometimes I don't know what you're saying. And that's only because I want to show you some love, but I don't have time to read everything, you know. There was one just in this past week. There's a dear friend of mine that put up a picture, and I was like, oh my God, you have not changed. You have not aged a day. I literally wrote that in the comments. I saw her picture, clicked on the like, and I just jumped right in the comments, and you have not aged a day. I thought, I'm being sweet, I'm being supportive, I'm giving my friend a compliment who I haven't talked to in forever, and then I moved on. Well, then later on that day, she goes back and she says in the comments, oh, that was a throwback picture. That was from 10 years ago. Of course, I felt like an idiot. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Well, then you really didn't age a day if that picture was 10 years old. And I just basically joked it off and said, oh, well, then you really didn't age a day after all, you know? Because I innocently liked a picture because I was supporting a friend and I didn't read what she had written. Bugs, you do. I'm not feeling sorry for you because you had gone out already. You had gone out already. So let's see where we at. Did you watch? I did watch Round Rabbit. I did reach out to her. Is her name? I did reach out to her. She's very sweet. She made the pink hat and applauded, and it's more diverse because it's more diverse. Oh, variegated pink, and was applauded because it was more diverse. I'm going to be honest with you. When I read that article, which I'm not referencing because they spell out that P word, which I'm not referencing on my YouTube channel. But I read that article. You could probably find it. You just type it, Google it, and it popped right up. I knew it from 2018. When I read that article, I laughed. I haven't laughed so hard in all my life when I read that article, and I did laugh. I did laugh. And we still haven't gotten to the controversial part of my video yet. So I'm going to save it for the last 15 minutes, okay? Here's my controversial video. Here's my controversial part of my video, the part that I'm nervous about, the part that I'm honestly shaking again. I'm finding myself shaking again. The green sock, guys, the green sock. I get it. I get the green sock. And I get what it means. And I get what it represents, and how silly we've gotten. How silly we've gotten with the hats, with the hashtags, with the blogs, with the attacks. I get it. And the people that were quiet are now feeling like, okay, this is ridiculous. We got to stand up for this. So we're going to stand up with green socks. I get it. But have you guys ever read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey? It is the best book. Shout it out to me. Have you guys read it? Read it? It's so stupid that you have to have common sense to have common symbol. Is useful. Cause a common symbol. If you have a common cause, a common symbol is useful. Yes, I get it. So have you read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey? Oddly enough, I've listened to it on my audiobook twice because it's so good. It's so good. I read it. I listened to it at the beginning of 2019. It probably is the reason why it helped me with that first diversity video, because you know that whole talk about you being responsible for yourself. You know, I think it had just come from the principles of this book, and it was fresh in my mind because, you know, I started the book, never finished. Oh, go back, because I think every adult in the human race needs to read this book. If you're old enough to vote, old enough to drink, old enough to drive, old enough to join the army and fight for your country and die for your country, you need to read this book. And it's a powerful lesson in personal change is the subtitle. So 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Powerful Lessons in Personal Change by Stephen R. Covey, and forwarded by Jim Collins, which is the author of Good to Great, which I just finished. Good to Great. Woohoo! That was a great book, but that was a tough one to go through. It was big, big, big. So 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I want to talk to you about habit 1. Habit 1, which is the most important one. And habit 7. And habit 7, which is, I think, maybe because I'm already good at habit 1, that I need better help at habit 7. But habit 1 is be proactive. And hence the title, Be Proactive with Green Socks. Okay. I'm still talking about the hats and socks from me were just a joke, and I thought it would only last a couple of days. And that's the goal of this video, is that it's only going to last a couple of days. Because I'm going to get to a point where I might hurt your heart, and I don't want to hurt your heart. I prayed that we have open hearts and open minds today. So what I don't want from my beautiful, beautiful friends, I want you to love on green socks if you love on green socks, especially because St. Patrick's Day is coming up very soon. And I don't want my Irish friends to come out at me and say that she's against green hats or green socks. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I want you to love on green socks if you love green socks. I want you to make green socks if you need a pair of green socks. I want you to sport green socks if your outfit calls for it. If the green sock brings you joy, if it makes your heart dance, I want you rolling around in your green socks, okay? If it makes you dance, if it makes your heart flutter in joy, I want you all over those green socks. But, if it's less than making your heart dance with joy, and you're doing it just to prove a point, and you're doing it just to voice an opinion, and you're doing it just to flame the fire because it feels like a strong torch right now, because the tides are turning and it's giving you a little bit of a strength, then I need you to listen to me. I'm giving myself 10 minutes, but maybe I can go a little longer because I really need to drive home this point. I really need to drive this point home. No one can hurt you without your consent. Eleanor Roosevelt. This is all in chapter 1. Coincidentally, in my head, I was like, I think I need to re-listen to 7 Habits and go for the 3rd time around. I don't know why. And I had that desire before this green sock, just right before it. I finished all my other books, and I'm trying to finish Why We Sleep, and that thing is a doozer. So I was like, I need something else to go in between. I was like, maybe I'll just dabble back into 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and for some reason I was like, so I started listening to the first chapter again, and it's Be Proactive. And then it started to really hit me. And I'm like, oh my God, Lord, you are speaking to me again. This is the lesson I needed. This is the lesson I needed. And this is the lesson I'm sharing because I love my maker community. I love my maker community. you know, and I have met so many amazing human beings just in this week alone. So many ridiculously talented, like skills, mad skills beyond, like brioche with like crazy, like talented skills, including that 24-year-old beautiful lady that did that video and posted that green sock, including her. Because she said something in that video, which I watched the whole thing. She said something in that video that you don't understand what I'm talking about, the green socks. The article is in the link. As soon as you're done, the article is in the link. As soon as my video is done, you can check out that article, what's going on in the maker community, what in the knitting community. But it's now the other way. It's the tide is reversed. She said something in that video that really, really hurt my heart. It hurt my heart so much that I'm here making this third video. It hurt my heart so much that I'm here talking to you guys about that video. And it is not what you think it is. She said in that video that she works, I believe she is so talented and so gifted and doing what she loves so much that has connected so well that she was doing it full time. And because of this toxic waters that we've been swimming in, that she's been swimming in forever, since last year, she's been swimming in it. I have not, because I protect my glass of water. So I have not been swimming in it. I didn't know it was still going on. I don't pay attention to it. I'm the people I love on the My Maker community. We're amazing human beings trying to do amazing things in the world. She said because of that, such a toxic world that she's in right now, that she's going to take a step back from her dream life of being a maker and a designer, and she's going to go get a job and step back and go work for somebody else and maybe make a pattern or two later on when she feels like it. And that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart to a million pieces. Anytime we think that the problem is out there, that very thought is the problem, because we empower what's out there to control us. In other words, what's outside has to change before we can change, and we can't change others, so we just end up stuck. Notes I took from Be Proactive, lesson 1, habit number one. Anytime we think that the problem is out there, that very thought is the problem, because we empower what's out there to control us. So if we think that the problem is out there, that thought is the problem, because we've allowed what's out there to control us. We give that power out there, and we allow that to control us. In other words, what's outside has to change before we can change. And we can't change other people. So we get stuck. So, how? So it's like a snake bite he goes to talk about. It's like a snake bite that hurts you. But it's not the bite. It's not the snake bite that kills you. It's chasing the snake that drives the poison. It's running away from the snake or chasing the snake that drives the poison to the heart. So it's the faster you run with the poison, with the bite, the faster you run with it inside of you, the faster it goes into your heart. And that's what kills you. Okay? So when I heard about that first post in January, and I did my first diversity video, I felt the bite. The knitting community is racist. I felt the bite. And I immediately knew what to do. I'm not going to run with the poison inside me. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to get rid of that poison that bite just put me in. So I made a video and I said, you guys, we're all autonomous beings. There's nobody more privileged than anybody else. We all get to choose. We all control ourselves. And anytime you let somebody else, like you take other people's opinions of you and you reflect it upon yourself, you've now given the power to them. If somebody says something to you that you disagree with, if somebody's opinion of you means that much to you that you will change yourself, you've given the power to them. And when you give them the power, you have no control. The only person that you can control is yourself. Take the power back or don't give it away at all. Right? I don't want you to apologize for what you're born with, what you have. Only apologize when you don't show up your best version for yourself. Right? That was my first video. I removed the poison. But because I love the community, I could just remove the poison. But no, I didn't. I love my community that I had to show them how to remove the poison. Okay? I had to show them how to remove the poison. I said, don't let this crazy blog and this toxic environment, toxic people, and the poison after you just got bit there, don't run with it, and don't let it get into your heart and kill you. Don't let it kill you. Remove it, right? And a lot of you guys saw the video and you guys removed it. And some of you seeing it now, it's brand new, and you guys hopefully remove it, okay? And then I got bit again. I got bit again with Ravelry when they tell me that because I voted pro-life, I'm now a white supremacist. Unambiguously, I'm now a white supremacist. And so I got bit again and I ran for a little bit. I ran for a little bit with it. And I was like, oh. And I was like, I need to take this out. I need to remove it. So I left Ravelry. But I could have just left. I could have just left quietly, you know, because like I said, I'm not an avid user. It's not like it was breaking my heart to leave Ravelry. But I knew I had a lot of makers that loved that platform. So I wanted them to know why I was leaving. I wanted them to know why I was standing against it. And so I ran with the poison for a little bit. I did. I ran with the poison for a little bit. And it almost took a leg. It almost took a leg. But I came back. And here we are. Tides are turned. Pink hats and all, which is ridiculous, but it didn't affect me because I'm not wearing it. So I didn't feel that sting. The bite now is this green sock business, because even though it seems like it's on our side, even though it seems like when I promote it as saying you can wear green, like you can like it and laugh about it and be like, this is goofy, guys. You can wear it. You don't need to apologize. I mean it. That's the truth. You don't need to apologize for what you like on Instagram. If somebody is going to threaten your friendship over something stupid, don't give them the power. Take the power back. Take it back, right? But the bite right now is the symbol of the green sock for us. The bite right now, for me, is this green sock. It's a bite. And even if you don't run with the poison, because the faster you run with it, the farther you run with it, the faster it gets to your heart. It's going to kill you. Even if you walk, even if you crawl, the poison is still sitting in you. It's still running through your veins. You know what I mean? Does this make any sense? It's still going through. So you're still like carrying the torch of some sort. Like it's still going through your veins. My point of this video is to get the poison out. Remove the green sock. Don't follow it. Don't jump on it. Make your stand. Voice your opinion. You know what I mean? Because I want you to speak your heart. Like I love all the videos that stand up. Like I loved everybody's video. I loved Round Habits, who was completely. I even reached out to her. I said, "Oh my God!" I even shared in my stories. Like she's like my new favorite human right now. You know what I mean? And we are the dead opposites. We are the dead opposites. She's like my sister. She's just like my sister. They march in the same march and wear the same pink colored hats. Like she's just like my sister. And you know how I feel about my sister. I adore her. I adore her and I respect her and I support her and I'm proud of her. And I'm proud of my new friends that are, you know what I mean, that are standing up and they're really acknowledging the craziness. But don't leave the poison in you. That's my message in this video. Be proactive with the green sock and remove the poison. Does that make any sense, guys? I don't want to be wrapped up in it. I don't want the poison to sit in me. So I do this video. I'm going to say it, and it's ridiculous, and I get it. And I'm happy and I'm proud of the people that are, you know what I mean, that are all with it. But be careful how long and how far you run with it. That's my only warning. That's my only warning to all my new friends, that I've seen. Be careful with how long and how far you run with it, because it's just like the green hat. It's just now green. It's just like that pink hat, the pink cat hat. It's just like that. But now it's green socks. So, what do you think, Alan? Are you still with me? I'm only asking Alan because Alan knew what's going on. And Kathy, let me see. I just want to make sure I didn't read it a long time ago. Kathy, it's time to revisit that book, just like I revisited. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I haven't read it or haven't heard of it. Juniper. Oh my God. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Just a touch base. Let me see if I can do it real quick. I don't know. Stephen Covey. I listen to so he talks about 7 habits of highly effective people. The first one is be proactive. Basically, we're responsible for ourselves. If we think the problem is out there, then that very thought is the problem, because we empower what's out there to control us. Amen. Alan, amen. Yes, knit green socks if you like the color green, but don't knit green socks to join the bandwagon. And that's my controversial video of today. Just to join the bandwagon. That's my controversial video of the day. And trust me, I know I got the bite. I'm appreciative. This bite I actually liked. This snake bite I liked. This snake bite like woke me up. This snake bite was like, yes, tides are turning. People are acknowledging the insanity of this whole thing, right? Maybe I'll get some of my maker friends back that, you know, have opened their eyes and says, this is nuts. Can we be friends again? Can we make and create again? Can we like express our talent and do what we've been put on this earth to do and crush it with our hands and our mind and our heart? Can we not let stupidity get in the way? We let so many other things get in the way. You know what I mean? Let me tell you, if you're not following me outside of these crazy three little times, you know, like I come around here and do these 3 little videos here, if you're not around me any other time, the only thing I talk about all the time, I'm live every Saturday. We're here knitting, we're creating, we're working on ourselves. I'm here every Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live with Sarah Price, doing Monday Morning Motivation, where we share quotes every Monday morning. So we show what it looks like for ordinary people trying to do extraordinary things, what that looks like on Monday morning at 6 a.m. live. 6 a.m. rolling out of bed. Literally, Sarah's just rolling out of bed. Me, sometimes I'm up a little earlier. I don't always shower or anything, but I'm up. Or sometimes there are times where I just roll out of bed. But And we show you what it looks like, how we're going to start the week, what we're working on, what's the quote that we want to focus on this week. Like, that's what we're doing. And the only reason why we're doing it live is because we want people to come along and go, this is what it looks like, guys. You want to join us? This is, and all that I talk about 24/7 is how do I improve myself? How do I get out of my own way to show up my best version? Because I got a lot of problems. I got a lot of issues. I got a lot of barriers. I got a lot of blockage that keeps me from being my best version. And I work very hard all the time. One week I think I got it. The next second, washed. I'm starting all over again. I'm back at square one. I'm crawling again and I'm starting all over again. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. With everything that's going on about what's going on, we need to be uniting. Exactly. Arale? Is that how you pronounce your name? Arale? That's a beautiful name. Where is that even from? I don't think I've ever seen that. Is it Arale? Beautiful. So, yeah, I've gotten, that's all that I do. I can't imagine, like, I'm fighting myself all the time. I'm not showing my best version. There's no way. There's no way we could be. It's Pig Latin for Laura. Oh, I love it. Love it. I always wish that my sister and I learned Pig Latin so we would have a language of our own growing up. But I think we tried to create languages, but we were never successful. Probably because we were so different and we didn't realize it at the time. But yeah. So, yeah, it's a struggle trying to get out of my own way, let alone letting everybody else. I can't imagine living my life being guided by other people's opinions of me. And that's certainly not what I want for you guys. That's certainly not what I want for you. So we said, right, 7 habits. I'll just come out quick. So there's two sections. So there's three, like a full circle, right? 3 parts. Habit number 1 is be proactive. You control you. It starts from the inside out. If you live your life based on your own principles and not let the outside world dictate your world, so that you're not running around doing their own thing, being like boom, 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 like they said to go here, they said to go here, like what happened with Ravelry, and then all of a sudden I didn't do anything for like 3 months because I was like fixated on what's going on with Ravelry, and then like with the little things, the other things that you let the world affect you, and live your life based on your principles. Okay, go from the inside out, because if the problem's out there, then that's already a problem. You've given the power out there. Take it back so you can control it. And we all have control. We all control ourselves. You can't blame anybody else for what you're going through, what you're in the middle of. It's nobody else's fault but your own. Once you accept that, then and only then can you move forward and get better and grow and get out of whatever you're in. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. Basically, he says that if you don't know where you want to go, like at the end game, what does the end game look like? Then you don't know where you're going. So he equates it to, you're climbing up this really, really high ladder. You're just going and going and going and going. And then you find out that your ladder is not even in the right place. So where were you climbing for? Because you didn't begin with the end in mind. You didn't see where. So he says, figure out at the end what the end is, so that you know what steps to go to, right? You wouldn't go in a car and not figure out where you're going to land so you could type in the address for Google, right? You wouldn't just go unless you wanted to go for a ride and have nowhere to go. And a lot of people wander through life like that, including me. But I'm working on my end game, so I know where I want to go. So to round that off in your interpersonal, habit 3, he says, this is the private victory. He calls it private victory. Put first things first. So this is how you manage yourself. So now that you're proactive, you're responsible, you go and you begin with the end in mind. You know where you're going to go. And then he says, put first things first. Basically, do what is important first. And don't be a slave to what's not important. begin with the end in mind. Okay. Roles and goals, terms, put first things first. So that was the only habit. And then I stopped. And then I had to get ready for my green sock live. Okay. So 3 habits are for the dependence. So working on yourself. The next 3 habits are for the public victory. So the other one's private victory. You own these 3, you're golden. You're golden. Now we're going to habit 4. You're going for the public victory. So the next 3 habits are for the public. You think win-win. I can go into details about that, but maybe another time. You think win-win. So basically, it's not just you winning. The next person, the other person has to win too. And then habit 6 is synergize. You work together. Like me and doing creative video interviews with other channels. Because we're synergizing. We're helping each other. We're both winning. And then habit 5. Oh, habit 5. I skip habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Ooh. That's a bad one to skip. Habit 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. So basically, be quiet and listen to what the other person says before you speak your thoughts. And then habit 6 is synergize. So once you master those, now you've mastered public. So master your private. Be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, privately, publicly, think win-win, seek first to understand, then to be understood, and then habit 6, synergize, right? And then the 7th habit is the one that circles the whole thing around. 7th habit is the one that wraps it all around, and that is sharpen the saw. So he equates, what is the dude? If you have 24 hours to cut down a tree, with an axe, you're going to spend the 24 hours to cut down the tree. No, the guy says, I'm going to spend 23 hours sharpening the saw, and then my last hour, boom, I'm going to cut that tree down so easily. Basically, improve yourself, perfect your skills. Learn, grow, improve yourself, work on yourself. And that's my goal. That's what I'm busy doing. That's what I'm busy doing, is working on myself so that I'm growing and so that I show up the best version of myself, so that when I have to do something, so when I have to show up somewhere, like these hard videos, I have to come on, and I try to help and lead and share with my friends, with the people that I so care about, that I don't want you guys to get wrapped up in the crazy nonsense of everything, because it's already so hard to be your best version. It's already so hard. You know it. I don't have to tell you it's hard to show up your best version every day. You guys got your own. You guys got your own baggage. You guys got your own drama, like I do. You know what you're working on. You know what's defeating you. I know what's defeating me. I know what I'm working on. That's all right. That's enough. That is enough. What is this very St. Francis of Assisi? Who? Me? You might have to delve in a little bit on that. Where are we at with everything going? Okay, I think I got everybody. Well, Laura, it's nice to meet you and learn a new language. So, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share this. Share this. I plead that everybody share this video more than the other ones, only because this one I'm talking to home base. You know what I mean? This message I'm really talking to home base on, and home base is where my heart is. You know what I mean? Home base is where my heart is. And so I want my home base to really get this message, because I don't want you guys running around with the poison, even though it feels like steroids. You know what I mean? Even though this poison feels like steroids, that's making you run a little faster, jump a little higher, skip another beat, you know, it feels good. But even that has a backlash and a toll, and it will take a toll. It will take a toll because every pendulum swings. Every pendulum swings, you know, and I don't want to see you swinging the other way. You know what I mean? Make me an instrument of thy peace. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Avoid the roid rage. Yes. There you go. How's Laura? Can that be the promotion that you share? Watch this video and avoid the roid rage. Will that be a good promo? Watch this video and avoid the roid rage. Yes, because I don't want my sweet friends having roid rage. I remember in the 80s, remember they used to do those public service announcements, like those public movies, like they played in school. This is back in the day before, you know, before internet. We used to learn our life lessons from those videos. I remember the one where the guy had he was on steroids because he wanted to play football, and so he was on steroids, and it's one of those high school ones. That's St. Francis of Assisi. Oh, I love it. I love it. Make me an instrument of thy peace. That's the prayer that I had before I started this video. That's the prayer that I had before I started this video. Peace. But that roid rage, he's taking steroids, and he had the beautiful girlfriend, and then he took the steroids, and then he had like zits, like painful zits, and I remember that was the backlash, and that was the part that resonated with me. It wasn't the fact that he was going to have a heart attack because his heartbeat was so, you know, he was ODing on steroids to be a football player. This is like one of those PBS trying to say no to drugs, and I think directed to the guys. But I remember him having zits, big, like painful zits, because of it was steroids, like mess with your hormones, you know. I don't want my beautiful community, knitting community, to be breaking out with big painful zits when they don't have to. I want to save you from that. So yeah, avoid the roid rage. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry this is a little too long. I think I might have hung up on the first part a little bit too much. I hope the first part, I'm still alive after this, but I'll be okay if it gets a little rough, because I don't give people power over me, and I don't want you guys to give people power over you. Steroids are the subsets of hormones. Really? That makes sense. That's why he broke out so badly, and that's the part that resonated with me. That's when I was like, I'm not taking steroids. I don't want. I grew up with acne, so I was like, I don't need to add steroids to my world. Oh, good times, guys. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Hopefully, I'll see you guys next Saturday, and then we can go back to some fun stuff. And if you guys want, we can delve a little bit more. But this is the book that I'm actually reading right now. The Obstacle is the Way. This is the physical book I'm reading. This is the audio book that I am listening to. And B-School starts on Monday, so I really got to get my butt in gear. All right, guys, I don't want to end with steroids, so let me find a good one. Let's end with Ellen's What You Read from the Book to Understand More Than to Be Understood. Make an instrument of thy peace. God bless, guys. Bye.